Hey everyone, and welcome to today's tip on the number one step or number one key to getting retainers and money up front. Here's what happens. A lot of times people tell me, well, people don't pay retainers in my niche or give me money up front. It's not what they do. They only do it for higher level positions, which is partially true and always untrue if you go after retainers the right way. And does that mean if you do it the right way that 100% of the time you talk to clients about it or prospects about it, they're going to pay it? Of course not. However, having done this in my own niche, then in my own firm in multiple niches, now with my own clients in dozens of niches, I can tell you with 100% certainty that if you approach getting money up front the right way, it will work a percentage of the time. And if you can persistent with it, over a period of time, a lot of our clients become mostly, if not all, engaged. And I'm going to give you one of those tips here today. I'm often asked, Mike, how do you pitch a retainer? And my answer is always, you don't. The number one key, in addition to doing a great diagnostic, which means asking phenomenal questions about the what's getting done, what the person's going to do, what's the background, and changing the way you ask those questions. And to find some of those tips in other videos here on this channel, is really going deep with what the consequences are for the position remaining open. And I mean consequences as it relates to time, aggravation, and money. And it's not always easiest to quantify. That's why it requires recruiters to really know their niche and do a little extra legwork to find out what actually happens if X role remains open. You can do that with some of your existing clients. You can do that with candidates and go, if the job you do were open for a month or 2 months or 3 months, what breaks down? What doesn't get done? What are the costs to the company? And based on that research, you can formulate really good questions with C and B level executives on how to uncover what those pain points are. Because you can go, well, by the way, if you don't have a controller in this job, how is this specific thing handled, right? So there's always consequences or costs remaining open, and most recruiters don't invest the time to get clear on that, and that's one of the reasons they don't get retainers. The key is when you go to a client, okay, so 1, 2, and 3 aren't going to get done if this position remains open, and the costs for this each month are blank, both financial, emotional, stress, things not getting done in the company. And, as you report to your senior manager, what are the consequences for you, Mr. Ms. Hiring Manager? So when you sensitize them to say, okay, here's what's not getting done, and if you've done other things throughout this process of how have you gone about filling these positions in the past, are you happy with those results? Then, for the most part in this economy, they're not, right? And say, so are you okay with taking the risk of leaving this open another 30 or 60 days? And again, this probing combined with you selling a fantastic fulfillment process, and it's one of the things we cover in our trainings, step-by-step fulfillment process, mitigate or even eliminate the risk for a potential prospect in hiring you. And that's one of the key things to getting money up front, is you've reduced the risk by heightening the consequences, number one, and then showing how you're going to do the fulfillment through your in-depth search and selection process. And if the concept of getting money up front is important to you, on this page there's a link to get my free 7.5 steps to getting money up front. And I invite you to get that. There's absolutely no cost other than your email address. And if you want really in-depth training on this, we do this in some of our live and our virtual training events. And you can see links to that here on this page, or if I sent you an email in that, so you can check that out. For our live events in the US, it's therecruiteru.com/rich. And for our live 2-day workshops in the UK, it's therecruiteru.com/intensive, INTENSIVE. Both very similar events. Won't go into all the details. therecruiteru.com/rich and therecruiteru.com/intensive. And until I'm here to share another tip with you, bye for now. See you later.